So here's what I spent a lot of my day on today. Um, this is the beginnings of a project that will control around 56, I believe, EL wires. You can see right here the EL wires. Two of them are here, just spools. I haven't trimmed them yet to the right size. Um, but let's talk a little bit about this. So we have here, this is the Brookshire Rappu. Um, I forgot what that stands for. Basically, there's an SD card with a routine on it, and that is a routine stored that does lots of has both audio on it and it has controls for servos. Right here I'm using the TTL servo output right here. There's also DMX, there's audio on the side too. Um, it's an interesting thing, it's an interesting board. I don't like it personally, but that's what my client got for this project, so I have to use it. He already bought the software as well. You can't really see it very well. Here it is. So here's the software. You can do programming for the servos on each various lines, and then it shows the sound file. Eventually, will go there. Not my favorite software in the world, but works enough, I suppose. And like I said, it's already in our hands, so have to use it. Right here we have a Teensy 2.0. This is emulating a servo controller. In the end, we'll be using a Pololu Mini Maestro. They're so far one of the best servo controllers that I've seen on the market, and they're cheap and they're really easy to use. So we'll be using one of these. I don't have that with me, so that's why I'm using the Teensy just as an emulator right now. And then we go over here to the SparkFun EL sequencer. On the board, we've got an Atmel. I believe it's an Atmel. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know which one it is. It's running the Arduino bootloader, and I've just got the UART and power provided here by the USB. And here, there's a big row of relays that control the EL wires. The power, of course, is just coming from this AC inverter right there. And so this guy is running code. It takes, you see the red wire here, takes in a command in servo, so that's pulse width, from the eventually servo controller, and translates that into, well, it translates that into commands for these guys. As it stands right now, the pulse in the protocol I'm using, which is Mini SSC, it sends out a servo position between 0 and 254. I'm using each of those numbers, so the 100s, the 10s, and the 1s, to control which wires should be on at once. I'm going to have one wire going to 2 of these EL boards to control the whole thing, just to make it really simple in terms of wiring, although it'd actually be a bigger pain to program it than to wire it. But anyway, so we have the blue wire here is controlled by I believe it's the hundreds digit. Yes, the hundredths digit. And then the purple wire is controlled by the, I believe, tens digit, although I don't remember the top of my head. And what we see here is when I change, right now we're reading, so we can control here in the software, that's 0, as we can go all the way up to max 254, and of course anywhere in between. So as like I said, the blue is on the 100th, so if I start at 0, that's on. If I go to, say, 119, it's off. This guy is flickering because the pulse is not actually super steady, at least not with the Teensy. The pulse is not very steady. I believe that the actual controller is a lot more steady. It'll be able to put out a constant output. But this guy is not steady. It's kind of flickering between the 10 and 20 region, which is why this is flickering as it is. That's a 186, that's off. Go up to 239, that's still off, etc. Since I only have one wire hooked up to each of these controls, nothing is really interesting besides the ones that will turn on. Like this one is now 93, so that's a 0 in the 100th place, and the blue wire turns back on. I don't know if I can get both of them to turn on or not. is not the best interface to use for this guy. I actually don't know which place the purple wire is on, so there's something. Whatever. That's 37. Close enough. So that's what I've been doing. It's definitely good progress. I'm glad to see that things are working. The next step would be to... I don't know. The next step would be I need to get in the actual servo controller to make sure that that is stable. Otherwise, I'm going to have this flickering issue, which is not fun. But that's cool. And I'm looking forward to the end result.